Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Across the world. So it's a good way to get that information at nrecafe.com. And then, Rob, actually, you're part of our very unique and wonderful group that we put together after 4 years of interviewing the best of the best, which is America's Professional Resource Group. What do you think of that group, buddy?
I think you've got an outstanding group of people from all across Santa Clarita Valley and beyond who do remarkable work in pretty much any field you can think of that is professionally based. It is an honor and a privilege to be counted as a member of that organization. And frankly, it's an honor and a privilege to be here again today.
Very nicely said. Checks
in the mail.
Yeah. But that said, you can find out more about America's Professional Resource Group, which is the group of the very best financial professionals in town that can affect every facet of your life, whether you're ready for it or it comes up on you. Go to aprgi.com, aprgi.com. You probably hear our commercials all the time. These are the best professionals. You can find out more. Reach out to us because they're accountable to you right here in Santa Clarita for a combined 100-something years. So, I mean, it's a great group. And Rob handles one of the most important aspects of this group and one of the most important aspects of our show and our YouTube videos, and that is college planning, college counseling, testing. You know it. And Rob Schwartz. Now, you've kind of bounced around a little bit with various companies, which has been good. You've been launching yourself into better and better scenarios and situations to help more families. And I love that you've now teamed up with Trevor and to give it even more
value.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's value at the end of the day. I mean, I think, as we know before, we focused a lot on testing and testing and testing and testing. Well, the scope of what you've speaking and everything else, you learned so much, and meeting all your clients and helping them go to different schools, you've learned so much that testing isn't everything. And I think that's what we're going to cover today, is there's things that are more important or as important as testing to get into the school of your choice.
I can't agree more with you guys. To give a little bit of background for those listeners who are not as familiar with me as you guys are, my name is Rob Schwartz. I am a professional college counselor. I work independently with families all across California. I actually just returned from a trip to Virginia to learn more about some schools they have to offer. Got a heck of a good suntan and saw some amazing schools, amazing students, really thriving and enjoying their time. And am able to share that information with the families I work with here, whether they be in Southern California, the Central Coast, or all the way up in San Jose or San Francisco. I'm a member of Premier College Guidance, which is based in Westlake Village. And my business partner, Trevor Mizrahi, and I have been at this a little over 5 years now. I have the honor and the privilege of working directly with students to help them achieve their college dreams. And Trevor and the team at PCG handle how do we help the parents deal with the financial stresses and the rigors of being as prepared as possible.
No challenges there.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez.
It's pretty harrowing. You start to look at all the information colleges are data mining these days. But here's the thing. There's a lot you can do as a student, and frankly, there's even more you can do as a parent in the years leading up to the senior year to be prepared to get that expected family contribution as low as you can. And there's tons of things that students can be doing to better their chances of getting into the best schools they can get into. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is understanding the value of extracurricular activities and the timing of those extracurricular activities to give kids the best chance to be successful.
You touched on kind of the two heads that need to come together in order to get into college for a child. And, you talked about Trevor and what he helps with. But I, in fact, know that you also have to involve the financial planner as well to get the right information, and that he might need to involve the CPA as well. It might take a team effort to make sure you get the most efficient road to college possible.
That's certainly true, Gino. There are so many different facets that on the surface we are either unaware of or we figure out at a time, now it's our senior year and now we're really starting to become serious about planning for financial aid. It's too late at that point. There's nothing you can do that the colleges aren't going to see in last year's taxes. So this is a process that, believe it or not, begins in 10th and frankly no later than 11th grade. So having these conversations with financial professionals like yourselves is a very important thing.
And this holds true for the student as well. When it comes to these extracurricular activities, about 10th grade seems to be the magic number for everything.
10th grade is when I'm seeing most of our clients enroll with us. That is very, very common. I try to actually defer those families who are like, we're in 9th grade, we're ready to go. Let your kid enjoy a little bit more of high school before we start to really try to program what they're doing, get their feet wet, get comfortable. But once we get into 10th grade, that's magic time. You know, having a conversation with a family now that is in 10th grade to say, well, if you postpone this just one more year, and we're, you know, midway through the second semester of 11th grade, you have all of 9th grade, all of 10th grade, and basically now all of 11th grade is done. Your grades are done. Your curriculum is done. Your extracurricular activities are done. So if you aren't lined up to be successful, there's not a whole lot I can do to help fix that problem.
And if you just tuned in, we're here with our good friend and chosen expert in the field of college planning, Mr. Robert Schwartz with Premier College Guidance. And we have, Rob, what we really enjoy, and well, I guess we're going to have to go into the next segment to get into the extracurricular activities for your child to kind of help them get into the school of choice. But we wanted to make sure that a lot of you understand the value of working with a true professional. That's the idea of the America's Professional Resource Group. That's why we love helping you with your financing, because it's not just choosing an interest rate. Just like it isn't just choosing a college you love, there's so much more involved with it that you can be prepared for, that going to a professional is invaluable. I don't care what is paid for it, the amount of guidance you can give them, whether it's how to save on finances, how to get more grants and loans and assistance and direction, because it's a very stressful situation for both child and family member. And I know for a fact, after all these interviews we had with Rob, that you help with that stress factor by giving them information.
Bingo, 100%. How many times do parents and students have very differing perspectives on how the college process works, or what's a good school, or how much money you can make by attending a school? 9 times out of 10, both sides are actually wrong. It is amazing how much bad information circulates at church functions and tea parties and backyard barbecues. There is a lot of garbage floating around out there.
Yes, I agree.
You guys have heard it. You have seen it. I just wish families would take the time to at least consult a professional. Doesn't mean you have to retain one, but consult a professional to just check yourself.
So they can actually they can consult with you just to see what values can be offered to them and a base amount of what the cost would be to do for each one, correct?
Any person who wants a free consultation with me needs to just simply ask.
How do they get a hold of you, Rob? I'm gonna, because on that note, I'd love them to do that because I think it'll change their lives.
All right, I'll give you 2 different ways. First, you can call me. It rings in my pocket. It is 818-359-3779. I'm more than happy to set aside time to pay you a visit if you're in the greater Southern California area. And if you're in Northern California, well, maybe we'll do a Skype or a phone call. If email is better, it's rob@premiercollegeguide.com.
All right. Thank you, Rob. All right. You don't want to go away. Always great information. Rob Schwartz with Premier College Guidance, talking about one of the most important facets of a lot of your lives right now, which is college planning. So don't go away. We got some more great stuff coming up.